If you're in a Medicare Advantage plan, can you switch to original Medicare? The quick answer is yes. At some point you'll be able to switch, but the concern is, will you be able to get a Medicare supplement policy? So let's look at 3 different scenarios. Click here to learn more. Let's talk about this. Scenario number 1, you just turned 65 and you enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan. You have what's called a 12-month trial right, where if you discover during that 12-month period that you do not want a Medicare Advantage plan, you can switch anytime during that year to original Medicare and get a Medicare supplement policy, guaranteed issue, no health questions. But now, let's say instead of trying to switch in that first 12-month period after your 65th birth year, you stay in the Medicare Advantage plan a couple years. And now you say, not for me. I want to go to original Medicare. So what happens is that during the Medicare annual election period, which is October 15th to December 7th, that's when you can elect to switch back to original Medicare for a January 1 start date. But the problem is, you do not get a Medicare supplement policy guaranteed issue. So in most states, you're going to be asked qualifying health questions, and you're only going to be able to get that policy if you can qualify. So you have to know that's a risk you're taking, that you may never be able to get a Medicare supplement policy. And if that's the case, you may want to stay with Medicare Advantage because there could be big dollar gaps if you don't have a supplement. Now, in scenario number 3, you start out in Medicare and you stick with original Medicare and you have a Medicare supplement policy. You've been watching all these commercials and you want to learn about the perks and how it works, and you decide during the annual election period that October 15th to December 7th that you want to try a Medicare Advantage plan for the next year. So you elect it and you start January 1st. And then 6 months in, you're like, this is not for me. Under that scenario, you do have a trial right, and you will be able to, just like the person who was just new to Medicare at 65, switch back into original Medicare with no health questions asked for your Medicare supplement policy. So I just explained about the trial right when you're first new to Medicare at 65, or if you've already been in Medicare for some time and you want to try out Medicare Advantage. But you must know that if you start Medicare based on a special enrollment period because you were still working, you will not have a trial right. So if you start with Medicare Advantage in your special enrollment period, you're going to be just like scenario number 2, where during the annual election period, you can try to elect to go to original Medicare, but you will be asked qualifying health questions when it comes to getting a Medicare supplement policy.